Right, good to have you back. It's time to look at your newspapers at this moment with City Press editor Mondli Makhanya. He'll be joining myself and Gareth. We're looking at the Witness, the Cape Times, as well as the Cape Argus newspaper. But that headline there, Gareth, looking at COVID pain which has hit KZN homes.
So we're going to bring Mondli Makhanya in on this one as well. And Mondli, morning to you. We are seeing here a high number of people dying at home, but their mortal remains do not get tested for COVID-19 before they're buried. And this has been a big question since the number of people that we've seen starting to pass away from COVID-19. Are we testing, it seems, the paper asking those mortal remains for COVID-19?
Look, I think we all have our opinions about how this pandemic has been managed. And some believe that this country has managed it very badly. And some believe that, given the resources at our disposal, we've done it very well. And I think the previous Minister of Health, Zweli Mkhize, before the Digital Vibes scandal, he actually had done a really good job. Around testing, around hospital beds, etc., etc. But the thing is, nobody knows how heavy this thing is, how much. Nobody understands this pandemic well. Nobody really understands the recurrence of it. Nobody fully understands how, the waves that are going to come. So I think that given what we know, given what everybody knows, even the best managed system that is in the New York state, Governor Cuomo, who was highly lauded for the way he managed the pandemic, even in New York, they had their shortcomings. So I think, yes, there will be those problems. There will be massive problems in terms of how people are managing it. But I think as it unfolds, we will get to know exactly how to manage it better. But we do not have the full resources anywhere in the world. Only China and New Zealand have actually managed to do so, and they've done so through very dictatorial means. I'm sure you can do that here.
It's interesting you say that because you're literally echoing what Sihle Zigalala said about the holiday season that's still upcoming, saying we have no idea how this will pan out, but also seeing there, even the education department, trying to see if they should scrap, the holidays or not, and, Angie Motshekga saying that they will not scrap those October holidays, Mondli. But I want to move to the Cape Times now. They're leading with COSATU here, backing striking ANC employees. We heard some bites just a couple of days ago. Last week, Ugwede Mantashe was saying that, ANC workers should feel more rewarded in, working for an organization which is helpful to people. But it seems the workers have a different view. They're striking Downing tools, saying they will not be working unless they do get those payments. And COSATU, their alliance partner, they're saying they're backing them up definitely.
Yeah, that was a very heartless statement on the part of Ugwede Mantashe. And you're talking about someone who gets his salary every month. He earns about 1.8, 1.9 million rand a year. And every month, his salary is guaranteed by the state. It comes into his account. And he has a wife who's a business person. So the family is not going to be starving. You'll not see them standing at the corner of Young Smarts and Republic Road asking for donations ever. And for him to tell people who actually have children who are starving, who will be looking up at you and saying, "Mommy, Daddy, where is my breakfast?" For him to say that. So I think, and it's an important intervention by COSATU, because they have to be seen to be on the side of the workers at the ANC, who actually can afford to have 2 months of their salary not paid on time, who can afford to have their UIF not paid, their taxes not paid over to the taxman. And this is the party that is governing the country. And so I think an important intervention on the part of COSATU, and hopefully the alliance partner will get to to understand it. But I think the more important thing there is the fact that, I mean, like, we've all been focusing on the impact on the elections.
Yeah, Mondli, let me come in there, because
the livelihoods.
Mondli, exactly, and this is when we hear the word joy, it's a joy to work for the ANC during a time like this, and that's the real reward. It's very worrying when you hear statements like that, especially from someone who earns the money that he does. Can we quickly look at the Cape Argus as well? We want to end with the Cape Argus, because I know you've got a lot to say about the city ordering to return items to Tent City. The newspaper saying, in quotes, heartless act in the middle of winter, slammed. It's this mounting pressure from the public and an application by the Western Cape High Court. The city returning some of the belongings it confiscated from the homeless in Greenpoint. Mondli, we've got about 30 seconds left on this one. What's your take on the Tent City and the items being returned? Last one to you.
I'm afraid I have to be very right-wing on this one. I think the municipalities have to crack down very hard on the settlements that come up everywhere, that keep cropping up everywhere. The cities need to look decent. The cities need to look proper. And people cannot just simply break bylaws and set up settlements everywhere you go. So, yes, the things need to be given back to the people, but I think the cities need to intervene a lot earlier when they see 5 tents coming up, 5 shacks coming up in the middle of a place that's not zoned for housing.
All right, Mondli, it's always a pleasure to have you with us. Well-known press man, a city press editor in this case, Mondli Makhanya, joining us here on eNCA, looking at some of the big stories in the morning papers.
Absolutely, and here's when...